How do you like that picture? It's from a company called Beartooth. Gus, hey Gus, don't come over and knock the thing over. Don't knock anything over. This is from Beartooth. I think it's supposed to represent Saint Therese of Lisieux. I've forgotten, but there she's dropping rose petals on the devil, on the demon, and the rose petals, when they hit him, are coming down on him like flames. I thought that was pretty cool. It's not exactly my. I like the classic art, but this is, I would call this more modern. Is it graphic art? Anyway, I thought it was. I like the company and I like what he does. Today's reading, again, more rich readings during the second day of Lent. The gospel today is Luke chapter 9, verses 22 to 25. So let's read that. He said, this is Jesus speaking. He's predicting his passion and death. He said, the Son of Man must suffer greatly and be rejected by the elders, the chief priests, and the scribes, and be killed, and on the third day be raised. Then he said to all, if anyone wishes to come after me, he must deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. For whoever wishes to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will save it. What profit is there for one to gain the whole world, yet lose or forfeit himself? The gospel of the Lord. So when I read this, so Jesus is describing that he's going to have to be killed and he's going to rise again. And I don't think the disciples understand what that means at this point yet. This is Luke chapter 9, so there's still a lot of Luke left, a lot of teaching from Jesus for them to start getting it better. And even then they won't get it, even after he dies, until he rises and they see him. Then he said to all, anyone who wishes to come after me must deny himself and take up his cross daily. I think for a lot of parents, when parents stay in the faith and their children, fly off and go living with the world. I did. My father and mother, my mother died early when I was young. My father lived on. But when I was young, I just sort of walked away and I didn't renounce the faith. But anyway, and then I came back. So the point is, when we parents our children, some may leave, and there can be bickering, there can be, arguments, whether it's about a lot of things. But the general, I guess it can be about politics too. That's also been a problem. But about religion and about God, and the very thought that there is a God, the very thought that he left a church, Jesus left a church, Catholic. So those are things that I think when we have that split, just like where does it Jesus say in one of the Gospels, father will be against son, son will be against father, mother-in-law against daughter-in-law, etc., etc. So for me, that's the cross. When you say things that, when I like to repeat what the church is, I like to do my best I can to give the teaching of the church, my understanding, my best interpretation. So when we do that, that can put people off. So I look at it there as that's the cross. I'm not a martyr. I'm not getting lye soap thrown in my eyes and then beheaded like a couple saints today, the 5th of March. Look it up. But we do have those sufferings. And then it says, what profit is there to gain the whole world? So what profit is it to gain the whole world if you forfeit and yet lose or forfeit himself? I've said this before. We only live 100 years max. Even if you suffered a full 100 years, if you lived for the Lord and you gain your salvation, 100 years is nothing in 1,000 or in 1,000,000 or in eternity. It won't matter. So what good is it if you are the richest guy in the world, the most popular, you indulge in every kind of, indulge in every kind of pleasure that you want. You can only do that for 100 years max. And then, so what good is it if we do that? So that's what I've got for today's reading from Luke chapter 9, the Gospel of Luke chapter 9. So let's ask all the saints to pray for us. Saint Felicity, Saint Perpetua's feast days today. Pray for us. Mother Mary, pray for us. Saint Therese of Lisieux, who I think this picture represents. Pray for us. And please pray for the souls in purgatory.